actually putting together some things here that I thought would make a good video for Sephora's VIB sale, because I was ready. I was ready. I was looking forward. I was looking forward to this.
Mariah is the personification of the commercialization of Christmas. And that ad was corporate propaganda dressed in glitter.
Your faves take every moment to remind you that you are a dollar sign to them. You're a fan of them. They're not a fan of you.
So Mariah Carey declared war on broke black people and lost. While the government was shut down, while people were choosing between groceries and medication, while black folks said, "Not this year, Satan." Sephora dropped millions on Mariah Carey to tell us we're just grumpy elves for protecting our pockets. They turned a striking worker into a snowman and said, "Get back to work." They thought we'd fall. They thought Christmas was bigger than our dignity. They were wrong. But here's what they didn't account for. We've been playing chess while they're playing checkers. And every empty card is a checkmate. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you is why they are terrified. That's what these clips. I'll be back.
I love the internet because no longer is Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas fun anymore. It's not fun anymore. The moment she made that advertisement with Sephora, turning that little elf man into a snowman after he wanted to protest his working and labor rights, everyone said, odd advertisement in the current political and economic climate. Just gonna investigate. And then bam! Next thing you know, we see a photo of Mariah Carey with Benjamin Netanyahu, and now everyone's like, oh wait, isn't this the same Sephora that everyone was saying we should boycott? And now suddenly, all I want for Christmas is class consciousness. I love it.
I'm out. I was actually putting together some things here that I thought would make a good video for Sephora's VIB sale, because I was ready. I was ready. I was looking forward. I was looking forward to this. I was really struggling internally if I was gonna make content about this. And then Sephora came through and answered my own question. I saw that commercial, if you can call it that. Yeah, that ad was tone deaf. Yeah, it was cringy, but above all else, that ad was mean as shit. This is just so many things, but you know what? Doesn't matter. Done. I'm officially breaking up with Sephora like I broke up with Target. I'm never setting foot back in that store again. I'm done. Matter of fact, I cannot believe that got the green light in today's climate. There are plenty of brands inside of that store that I can just go right onto this app, go right to the TikTok shop and purchase. I get better coupons, better deals, and it's come faster anyway. Ulta could possibly never. I really, truly believe that Ulta would never do nothing stupid like this. I will happily support all of my favorite indie brands are in Sephora, that are not in Sephora. I'm going to continue to support all of the brands that I love without prejudice, but I will not be setting foot in a Sephora ever again. And that's the Sephora brand stuff. I'm gonna miss you, but not enough to go back up in there. Not enough to give Sephora my money ever again. It wasn't hard to break up with Target, and now this ain't gonna be a hard breakup either. Sephora has been real. Deuces, bitch.
If you want some good news, this ad is proof that we are winning. We have these companies shook by closing our wallets and our pocketbooks. Do you all not know how many millions of dollars Sephora sunk into this ad campaign? They know that we are having our hashtag blackout, cancel Christmas, economic boycotts. They had to hold marketing meetings and come up with a concept. They hired the queen of commercialized Christmas, and you know she did not come cheap. They spent millions of dollars not only to produce this ad in our media, including print. They had to buy airtime, broadcast, cable, social media, online. Sephora spent millions to try and shame us into going out and overspending. Because we know that protesting with our dollars is the way. Let me ask you all something. All of those No Kings protests that they held this year, what exactly did they accomplish? Government still shut down. Many federal employees are still out of work with no paycheck. People are scrambling. Many who receive SNAP benefits are trying to negotiate what they're going to do. What did those No Kings protests do? And you had trolls, especially the black ones, that came on here. Some of them were in the comment sections of my videos talking about how we were coward, we're apathetic, that we're keyboard activists because we didn't go out in those streets to make ourselves a target, to be brutalized and beaten, pew-pewed, jailed, and probably unalived. But do you see this? This is Exhibit A that we are winning by protesting with our money. How does that saying go? Money talks, Bush walks. We are in the United States of America. Capitalist USA. What else do you think is going to make these folk sit up, pay attention, and do what we want them to do? Because, see, our money spins just like everybody else's. And when we stop, and I mean be unpredictable with it, I agree with every other creator on this app that's saying don't put a start and end date to your economic boycotts. We need to be unpredictable. They need to not be able to expect what we are going to do and when we are going to do it. This is the way, you all. This is a sign that we're winning.
Let me tell you something about power. Real power is not the person with the loudest voice. It is the person who knows when to be silent and let their money do the talking. December 2025, government shutdown, SNAP benefits frozen, federal workers forced to work to clock in without paychecks. And in the middle of all this chaos, Mariah Carey, the undisputed queen of Christmas, drops a Sephora commercial that cost more than most of our annual salaries. The message: you can't cancel Christmas. But see, that's what the got it twisted. Nobody wants or was trying to cancel Christmas. We were canceling capitalism, and that distinction, that's everything. Let's dissect this propaganda piece because that's exactly what it is: corporate propaganda dressed in glitter and set in all I want for Christmas. The commercial shows elves going on strike. One elf says he needs elf therapy because of working conditions. He's trying to sell stolen makeup to afford mental health care. Then Maria waves her magical wand, turns this striking worker into a snowman, and forces him back to work for the holidays. Now, some people watch this and say it's just a cute commercial. But my people, the diaspora, the descendants of folks who learned to read between every line because of our survival depended on it. We saw something else entirely. We saw a billionaire telling federal workers to shut up and get back to work without pay. We saw corporations mocking labor movements while people are genuinely struggling. We saw the commercialization of joy being weaponized against economic consciousness. And most importantly, we saw them scared. Here's what nobody is talking about in mainstream commentary. Sephora didn't accidentally drop this ad. This was strategic warfare. They've been watching social media. They know. They saw Black Twitter. They saw Black TikTok. Diaspora communities organizing an economic boycott. They saw the hashtags. They saw the movement. All right? And they panicked. Think about it. Stores are full of inventory right now. Target's got Christmas decorations stuck to the ceiling. Sephora running 50% off sales in November. Big chains are bleeding because we collectively said not this time. The average American consumer, especially black consumers who drive culture and spending trends, decided to protect, right? Decided to protect their peace and their pockets. Sephora spent millions on this campaign because they know what's at stake. When black folks in America decide to close their wallets, the entire economy feels it. We are 14% of the population, but we move markets. Our buying power is not just about us, it is about the trends we set that everybody else follows. So when we said cancel Christmas, what we really said was we are canceling our subscription to being exploited. Simple. And corporate America heard that loud and clear. Let me bring this home for a second. I'm African, right? My grandfather, my grandmother maybe could stretch a dollar so far it would come back within strength. interest. Not because she was cheap or he was cheap, but she understood that money is power, and power is in the wrong hands will always be used against you. In African and black communities worldwide, we've always understood collective economics. From rotating savings groups in West Africa to boycotts of civil rights movement, we know that when we move together financially, systems shift. But somewhere along the way, we got sold the idea that buying things equals freedom, that consumption equals self-expression, that if you're not participating in the holiday shopping frenzy, you are somehow less than. You are the grumpy elf. The Mariah Carey ad is the perfect example of how capitalism co-opts even in our joy. Christmas, originally a spiritual holiday, has become a commercial obligation. And when we dare to step back and say, I'm choosing my family's financial security over your profit margins, they bring out the big guns. They bring out Maria because they know. They know that Musleja is a drug. They know all I want for Christmas hits different. They know if they can tap into our emotions, they can tap into our wallets. But here's the beautiful part, guys. It didn't work. That elf in the commercial, that's us. Every single person who's worked a job where the CEO makes millions while we are denied basic healthcare. Every federal worker forced to show up during a shutdown. Every person choosing between rent and groceries. When Maria turned that elf into snowman, they weren't just making a cute visual gag. They were sending a message. We silence We will silence your dissent. We will force you to perform joy. We will turn you into a decoration if you dare demand better. But what they didn't understand is that we are not elves in Santa's workshop. We are not here to manufacture joy for corporations to sell back to us. We are people with bills, with families, with dignity. And that striking elf, he wasn't wrong to demand better. He was righteous. That ad tried to make labor consciousness look silly. It tried to frame economic boycotts as joyless. But the real joy, the kind they can't bottle and sell, comes from community, from supporting each other, from cooking together instead of door dashing, from thrifting instead of maxing out credit cards, from donating to local shelters instead of funding billionaire vanity projects. Right? So listen up. I want to use something that is uncomfortable. Mariah Carey is not our friend. I'm not cancelling her music. I'm stating facts. She's a millionaire who will always protect her millions. When the chips are down, when fascism fully shows its face, celebrities like her will fly to their second homes in Europe while we are left here dealing with the consequences of systems they helped to uphold. This is not about hating successful black women. No, I'm not doing that. This is about understanding that class solidarity trumps everything else. Maria could have used her platform to amplify the struggles of working people. Instead, she took a check from Sephora, a company already facing BDS boycotts, and told us to keep consuming. Your faves are not your friends. They see you as a dollar sign. And until we internalize that, we'll keep being disappointed when they choose corporate interest over community solidarity. So here's a strategy moving forward, and this is crucial, by the way. We don't announce our boycotts with start and end dates anymore. That's playing into their hands. They are studying us, creating counter campaigns, waiting us out. Instead, we become unpredictable. We move in silence. We support indie brands, local businesses, community initiatives. We invest in ourselves and each other. We don't perform our protest for the analytics teams to track. And most importantly, we recognize that this is not about one commercial or one holiday season. This is about fundamentally shifting our relationship with consumption, about reclaiming joy from corporations who have held it hostage, about building an economy that serves us, not the other way around. Sephora is shaking because their shelves are full and their registers are empty. That's power. Target is running sales in November because they are desperate. That's leverage. Corporations are spending millions on propaganda because they know we are winning. So, the Mariah Carey Sephora ad was not an attack. It was a surrender disguised as offense. They showed their hand, they revealed their fear, and in doing so, they proved that one thing capitalism cannot survive is people who refuse to participate. So, to everyone who kept their wallet closed, who chose dignity over doughbusters, who said, not this year, you're not a grumpy elf. You are a revolutionary, and they know it. Keep your pockets closed, keep your power protected, and watch how fast things change when we collectively decide that our liberation is more valuable than the profit margins. That's the real Christmas miracle they don't want you to see. So, guys, I want to know that we are together. I'm Jarek, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay woke, stay wealthy, and stay winning. We are the black people. We are the chosen ones, and we are going to do this. Peace out.